But I will tell you that there's 9 genetically modified crops in this country today, and trust me when I say Monsanto is working diligently on modifying more of our crops. But the problem is these crops ingredients end up in over 80% of our processed food, so it's literally impossible to get away from. Now, I'm doing some work and I'm putting some data together, and this is only a theory of mine right now, so because I don't have all the data put together, but I believe personally that these genetically modified organisms are, if not the biggest factor, one of the biggest factors in the huge outbreak of food allergies that we're seeing, especially in our young ones today. So I want to have some fun here. We'll have a little fun for a little while. I want to break down a typical healthy lunch for you, and it's not about the calorie content, okay? It has nothing to do with the calorie content. It has where the calories are actually coming from, because calories are absolutely not created equal. An apple is not assimilated in your body the same way as a chicken breast, and I will show you that in my next slide, but I want to represent where these calories are actually coming from, so you know all the data I've given you so far is spot on. So most people would probably think this is a fairly healthy lunch. We're gonna take a turkey, tomato, lettuce, and mayo sandwich on whole wheat. How many of you would agree that that's a fairly healthy sandwich? Okay. Then we're gonna have a classic style 1-ounce bag of pretzels. Now most people go, I ain't gonna eat the chips, I'll eat the pretzels, because that's a healthier choice, right? Right. So then we're gonna have, wash it down, we're gonna have a light Dannon Fit yogurt, probiotics, right, pretty healthy. Yogurt, pretty healthy. And then we're gonna wash it down with a Snapple iced tea, tannins in tea, good antioxidants, it's good stuff, right? So how many of you would think that this is a fairly healthy lunch? Raise your hands, I need, okay, good, half, at least half. So in this one lunch, there is 80 grams of digestible sugar in this one lunch. So for those of you who don't know how the human body works, I'm not going to get into the whole chemical structure again, but a human body that is semi-physically active, so you exercise maybe 2-3 days a week, whether it's walking or some form of physical activity, is totally sufficiently supplied on 64 grams of sugar a day or 4 grams an hour for all your functions. This one meal has 60 more grams of sugar in it than your body needs all day, and that's only one meal. Just one meal. Think about that. So as I told you, I was going to show you that calories are not created equal. I had to pick Twinkies because they used to be my favorite when I was a kid. Who can't down a twin pack of Twinkies, right? 300 calories only. You hear it all the time, only 100 calories. Oh yeah, but it's still not good. So 300 calories in a twin pack of Twinkies. So on your right-hand side, you have the same amount of calories, only you get a chicken breast, a grilled chicken breast, you get a half a cup of steamed wild rice, and you get some broccoli and some carrots. Same calories, same calorie content, right? The government says, you know what? Expend more than you take in, and you're slim and you're healthy. That's the theory. The problem is that theory only looks good on paper. It doesn't work in real life. Calories are not created equal, and the calorie in calorie theory is flawed. Check out my blogs, because I write about this stuff all the time. I like to kind of bash people when they say, hey, do this and this works, when it really doesn't work. Theoretically, it looks great on paper, but it doesn't work that way in real life. So this debunks the theory. How many of you honestly believe that this twin pack of Twinkies would serve your body in the same way as this nutritiously dense meal? Because it's the same amount of calories, right? Any of you? Raise your hands, the ones that think it would. Absolutely, but we keep putting it in our bodies. So that debunks the theory. So outside of this, today, we consume 335 more calories than we did just 25 years ago. So you say, what's the big deal? 335 calories, no big deal, right? So where do these calories come from? Well, 5 grams or 45 of these calories come from fat. It's a wash, really no big deal. Where does the other 290 calories come from? You guessed it, carbohydrates, predominantly in the form of refined starches, high fructose corn syrup, and table sugar. So let's do a little math here. This is going to be fun. Back to class. So we're going to take the 290 calories of sugar that we consume every single day and multiply it by 365 days, and that gives us a total of 105,850 extra sugar calories we consume every single year. This young woman is holding that amount of sugar. That's just the extra sugar calories. That's not counting the already over-processed food that we put into our bodies. That's 11 bags or over a 50-pound bag of sugar. So, for those of you who don't know, 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of fat, or the energy in 1 pound. So we're going to take this, and we're going to take the 105,850 calories and divide it by 1 pound of fat to see what this comes out to on our body. And lo and behold, it's 31 pounds of fat on our body. 31 extra pounds of fat per year from just the extra calories, not counting the already over-processed foods that we take and consume every day as our normal food base. So you're going, what's the big deal, right? Well, what does this look like over the years? Meet Jane. Jane is the typical average middle-aged American woman who eats the standard American diet and the extra 290 calories of sugar every single day. In the middle is Jane 1 year later with the extra 31 pounds of fat on her from the extra 290 grams of sugar she takes in outside of the already over-processed food that she consumes. And Jane on the far right-hand side, 3 years later with an extra 90 pounds, and in 5 years, that's 150 extra pounds of fat on your body from the extra sugar calories, not counting the over-processed products we put in our body every single day. And now I think you're starting to understand why we have the obesity and chronic disease epidemic in this country that we have today.